Nigeria with sentiment. We say, I take no office to revenge. Oil out, all Buhari. We dey beg you. Nigeria no go back for your head. Yes, sir. After the election, where them do. Still they wait to see the change you. All the promise what them get. Election now fake you. Where's the money? Where's the food? Nigeria people want it food. But you don't let yourself play. Don't tell you to play. You know we're planning for the youth. Security no improve. Inflation no dey hit the roof.
Alexa, turn it down to 0. Yeah, thank you, Alexa. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, from wherever you are watching from. Yes, I know I'm coming in late. The news is everywhere. But let us, as usual, let us celebrate another one confirmed criminal that we have been labeled corruption supporters for telling them the truth about a liar, a complete rogue, a complete criminal under the cover of another criminal called Buhari. You see, the same way Magu will go down is the same way Buhari will go down when the whole house come crashing. Just take that to mind. And tag the Buhari Deans, the Buhari Dideris, the Buhari the Notus, and the Buhari the Jatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Unneka Haris, the Unnamdi Haris, the Unnena Haris, the obedient fools, the humbled slaves, and the sophisticated morons. Tag their uncles, their aunties abroad, the premium Buharidins and Buhari Dideris living outside Nigeria. Tag them, the Mumu Madus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers. Tag all the Buhari idiots, you know, the Facebook bandits, the social media artsmen, and the Abobakus of Lagos. Don't forget the Alimajiris of Oshogbo. Tell them Maiyegun is live. We get talk. A thief will always be a thief, even if you rob him. You rob him with a gold loin. You put gold everywhere. You make them smell so nice like rose. When I see a thief, my brothers and sisters, I don't need any form of experience to smell them from far. The same way I can smell a terrorist. When you see terrorists, it doesn't take much to discover, no matter under whatever disguise they put them. Same way I have been telling you about the Tifnumbu, the Jagawere, Jaga bandit, the Jagawere of Lagos, that the Lagos Abobakus will love to massage their egos and masturbate in public just to tell Maiyegun to stop mentioning that their slave master. Tag all of them. It's not gonna be nice this afternoon. Let's warn ourselves. Alexa, one sec. Thank you. So tag them. Tell them Maiyegun is live. Let me take a drink. It's going to be so boiling because I've got few things I'm going to tell you about Magu. It's not just about Magu. The anti-corruption war in Nigeria, all of you who are still being deceived about any anti-corruption fight going on anywhere, maybe today, maybe this afternoon, you will receive your own healing and you will no longer kowtow with the cows, the mumus, who will rather hide behind their coward, shameless, shameful lives of, I am a northerner, I am a Muslim, I can't say that against our leader. All those uncles, tag them. Maiyegun is live. Alexa, turn it up to 7.
That's all the promise when I make. Like say na fake you. Where's the money? Where's the food? Nigerian people want it food. But since you don't let yes and play, don't tire to complain. We're planning for the youth. Security, no, it's wrong. Inflation, no, there is a roof. You know that they say the truth. I am my brother. It's changing our yawa. We don't do this so fast. Bring up for Nigeria. We are our sisters. This government our yawa. We don't do this so fast. Bring up for Nigeria. After the election, what they do. We still able to see the change. All the promise what they make.
Alexa, turn it down to 0. Thank you, Alexa. Alexa is very, very obedient this afternoon to some extent, by the way. So yeah, let's get started. The news just filtered in that the EFCC chairman, Ibrahim Magu, has been arrested. And why is Magu arrested? We will find out. You all know why, but you need to know details. Guys, things they happen. You see that your country, that Niger, they have messed it up so bad that even international community, they no longer share information that has to do with corruption or corrupt people with these criminals anymore. Most of the return looters and all of that, they say they are getting money from. All these are coming from the ongoing cases before Buhari came to power. Before Buhari kept Magu to continue to be EFCC chairman, even though he's been indicted of stealing. You won't believe it. For the first time in my life, I saw Nigerians, EFCC, paying people to go and protest solidarity support for a thief who is fighting other thieves. We get talk. Now have this. Magu as a thief working for Buhari, as his lapdog and about to be sacrificed for the real criminals. Yes, that's what I want to use as my caption. Sorry, guys, that I'm doing this while I'm on. It's good. It makes it even more fun. Great. Ibrahim Magu, I'll tell you his brief story. Ibrahim Magu was meant to be a police officer. You know how they always say, oh, there is this police officer that is so outstanding. He take no nonsense because nobody catch him. They say, this officer, they take bribe. They take nonsense. That's how they recommended Magu, like other criminals who are inside the police force, who knows their ways and whereabouts in the corridors of power, and they managed to get nominated into the EFCC. They are rogues. 90% of those who are working in EFCC, they are thieves themselves. And I'll tell you more, especially those who are now working under this current Magu that is about to go down. They are complete, like they are now syndicates. And I'll tell you how they work. Ibrahim Magu, working with EFCC, was promoted to the post of acting EFCC chairman after I think it was after this other one that was disgraced, after Farida Waziri. I'm not interested in them. I'm interested in this thief. So when Buhari came to power, he picked this thief, Magu, to lead EFCC. And immediately Magu was appointed as acting. And I think, when he became acting, Buhari forwarded his name to the National Assembly. Meanwhile, there was an investigation within the short period he was acting chairman that he has built a syndicate for himself inside the EFCC. How does that work? What they do is that, EFCC has unhindered access to all financial information that comes into Nigeria or involves any entity in Nigeria. The only thing that will make the only two ways that EFCC will not know about what you are doing with your account or doing at all anywhere in Nigeria, even if you are using a fake account or fake names or what have you. The only two reasons why EFCC will not come after you or Magu will not know about you. One, if you are a member of APC, the sacred cows, they don't touch them. And number two, if let's say if you are not a criminal in any way. So they have access to all information. It became so notorious that he had access to so much fraud, corruption of some of these thieves going through the banks, going international, and the rest of that. His job was to go after those money. But you know what? When Magu realized that he saw PDP, you know what I mean? I saw the PDP guys and how much money they have also amassed for themselves. He saw all the new APC guys and the amount of money they are also amassing for themselves. Now, he needed to prove to Buhari that he is doing a job. Meanwhile, he was building a racket for himself. A racket whereby his boys, if they found out that you are a fraudster, or I'm talking about real guys or real politicians where they steal real money, they will have the details. They will then call you and say, EFCC, from EFCC, report yourself to our office at room number so and so. So at the EFCC office, they have different rooms for different people. Okay, be it oil bunkering, be it you see, including so many other crimes that EFCC was never adjudged to be. Now they began what he did was that he now have this guy. I'm going to go look for the guy's name now. He had this guy who was doing the job for him. He is the EFCC chairman. Okay, the boys will call you, report to EFCC headquarters Abuja, 10 a.m. tomorrow. So immediately saying na EFCC, you don't want them to come to your house and pick you. So people will jump into the plane. They will fly to Abuja. You will just see one Umoru or Abdullahi in Babariga, one dirty looking thing, representing EFCC chairman there. This will not be fraud, though. They have your data, they have your details. You be thief, they don't catch you. Instead of them to then follow it through, report you and get you prosecuted, no. So they will come for you. They will tell you that they have found your houses. They have found the money you have in this bank. Now we have realized that we are coming for you. Now you have option. If you are ready to cooperate, we are going to seize for example, if they say you are a fraudster and they found that you have 5 houses, they will volunteer to say, they will offer to take probably the entire 5 houses. The money you have in your bank, they will confiscate the money for themselves. If you have any other properties anywhere, they will take them. Then they will now give you clean bill that you are free to go and go. Thousands of cases like this are never, ever reported as EFCC cases. They just call people. Like, people who have experienced this will tell you. EFCC office will call them and say, come to our office. As if that was not enough. Even the fight against corruption, going after the real thieves, those who are stealing our money, as they say, the return loot, they also discovered that Magu has been underreporting those who they caught and the money they recovered. And every time they ask him to submit that information, including the National Assembly, Magu will find one excuse. He loves giving round figure. As usual, like the APC way, those thieves. It will give you round figure. We have recovered 2 trillion naira. They say, hey, we've recovered. Give us the names of those who returned the loot. There are no names. Give us amounts returned by individuals and all of that. There are no names. Until we mounted pressure at the time, and I think it was in 2017, when it was rejected by the National Assembly as a thief. So they said because Magu was going after the National Assembly, that was what the Buhari idiots, that was what they said on social media. They said the National Assembly was going after Magu because Magu was trying to stop corruption in the National Assembly. You are so malicious. Thieves can't fight thieves. That's how stupid some of you are. You are expecting thieves to fight thieves. It's not. They can only expose themselves. When they expose themselves, you have no any right to stand anywhere and say, I stand with Magu, I stand with this, if you are not, if they don't curse you or swear for you. So National Assembly rejected him. And the reason why they rejected him are as follows. Let me start with the allegation first. They realized that Ibrahim Magu, EFCC chairman, has no accounts of those they have arrested, and for those who have also, for those they have recovered loot from, and therefore they realized that some of the people who are the real criminals, they never even make it to the EFCC, and all their properties have been confiscated by Magu's gang. But let me bring this up. The arrest of Ibrahim Magu, there are some details there I want to bring up. Yeah. So that I can give you names, as in mention names of how things went down before we begin our real conversation. But here we go. It started from 2010. That's when this whole thing started from, 2010. So DSS, it was in fact the DSS that investigated him. So the DSS at the time, in a report, so Magu was supposed to go and face the National Assembly. DSS was supposed to investigate him if he's a clean guy. He is already working as acting chairman. Then DSS, that is also working for Buhari, led by Lawal. How many of you remember that Lawal, the guy that invaded the National Assembly with DSS, or the one that also led the invasion of the judges' quarters? Lawal Daura. Lawal Daura then submitted their findings to the National Assembly. They said, this Maguna Tifo, even though we they work for the same organ, but this particular one, he own thieving. Now from outside this, we've never seen anything like this before. Someone where they acting, and stole this much. Now, Ibrahim Magu, that is going about telling people about how to keep image of Nigeria good. Ibrahim Magu, I don't know his salary, is actually living in a property in Abuja that they are paying 40 million naira a year. Divide the 40 million by 12 months. EFCC, I don't know how much Buhari is, well, that is taken after Buhari himself. 40 million naira a year is the house that EFCC chairman is living in Abuja. Meanwhile, since he became acting chairman of EFCC, he has already built himself 4 choice properties in Abuja. Same thing with that fake jihadi Tablik Afar, that is Minister of Communication. The one they said is a PhD holder in Islamic study, whatever that means. Isa, I think they call him Isa, what? Patantami or something like that. These guys were thieves, rogues from the desert. All thanks to a country the country that you never had, a Nigeria country that make quota system, that put thugs, common criminals in charge of sensible people, intelligent people. You will sit down, that useless Magu as well. A thief will stand before you and he will be rebuking all of you and tell you why you should live a moderate life, why you should do this. The way he was taking 40 million naira a year for house rent. In December 2010, Police Service Commission found Magu guilty of action prejudicial. That is, it's not just about money. This guy has also been given expo to corrupt people, telling them if the FBI is looking for them, if the Interpol is looking for them, you know all this security information that passes around against financial terrorism, they have discovered that whenever they pass that vital information to Nigeria authority, where Ibrahim Magu, EFCC chairman, will be privileged to see those information, they sell those information to the criminals that are his friends in Nigeria. Because of that, they don't even share information with them anymore. You see, when they wanted to arrest Oshpopi, they have to go and contract Dubai police to do the job for them. Because they know that if they told the EFCC in Nigeria, Ibrahim Magu may collect money and tell Oshpopi not to go to Dubai again. They are looking for you. Don't ever go to Dubai again. So they found out that he's selling intel to criminals. Even the Police Service Commission found him guilty of that. Let me continue. Listen to this, not just about stealing money. We are now talking about sabotaging the system that he is supposed to be representing. And this is from the Police Service Commission, not from Maiyegun. In December 2010, the Police Service Commission, PSC, found Magu guilty of action prejudicial to state security, withholding of EFCC files, sabotage, unauthorized removal of EFCC files, and acts unbecoming of a police officer, and awarded him severe reprimand as punishment. 2010. They posted him as a police officer to EFCC. While he is working under there as EFCC, they found him to be stealing EFCC files. They found him to be sabotaging investigation. They found him of so many things. But Buhari found him worthy as someone that should lead anti-corruption fight. Let's continue. Magu is currently occupying a residence rented for 40 million naira at 20 million naira. This accommodation was not paid for from the commission's finances. They say no be EFCC, they pay the money. Listen to who is paying the money. But by one Umar Muhammad, Air Commodore, is a retired Air Commodore, a questionable businessman who has subsequently been arrested by the Secret Service. For the furnishing of the residence, Magu enlisted the Federal Capital Development Authority to award a contract to Africa Energy, a company owned by the same Muhammad, to furnish the residence at the cost of 43 million naira. Investigations show that the acting chairman of EFCC regularly embarked on official and private trips through a private jet owned by Muhammad, his friend. In one of such trips, Ibrahim Magu came out to say all of this na lie. You know, say na so all the politicians go to tell you. When you catch them stealing, they will say na lie. Now their enemies at work. And the mufulis, the mumus, the collateral mumus, the humble slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons on this street, they will believe them. Now their enemy, they curse him. Nobody say the guy is steal anything. Now the enemy is trying to bring him down. You morons. Oh dear, oh ye morons. Mumu Madu's Bele lecturers. Oh ye morons. They are fighting for you, but they are stealing from you. And you, oh ye morons, we still stand up and defend them. I know envy you. It takes a lot of courage to be a moron and remain a moron. It takes a lot of effort and hard work to be a foolish person and remain a fool. So I don't envy you. Enjoy her. Here we go. In one of such trips, Magu flew to Maduguri alongside Muhammad with a bank MD who was being investigated by EFCC over complicity in funds allegedly stolen by the immediate past petroleum minister, Diezani Alisi Madueke, for 4 years. For 4 years. The Buhari idiots were telling us that Alisi Madueke stole $90 billion. And would you believe it? That for 5 years, Buhari's government, as much as they say they are fighting corruption, would you believe that for 5 years, they have never written to the UK government to ask for the official extradition of Diezani to Nigeria? But guess what? Diezani has already been tried. She has already been convicted in the media because a thief is the man fighting corruption. He wasn't fighting anything. They were just after the money and what they can get for themselves, including those who are friends of Diezani. Magu has record of everybody. It is just like me having access to all your details. And I can tell you that you just received a 10 million naira just this afternoon. And this time around, you don't know that anyone will call you from anywhere and say you will receive 10 million naira from so and so. But we are coming to your house now to pick you to answer that. You no go shake if I call you. You no go shake. You no go feel like, hey, how did you know? So that is the job of Magu. Instead of Magu to go after the bad guys, he was making deal with them. And he was enriching himself with that, using his own friend, Muhammad. He no get job, retired Commodore. He has private jet because he's a friend to another bigger thief who have access to all your data. Do you see the problem of data protection now? Nigeria gave all their data to thieves who can do whatever they want with it, and nobody will be able to fight that. That is what Magu has been doing with EFCC. They trace you. They tell you they want to fight corruption. They are coming to finish you. They're coming to steal everything from you, and you will not need to go to court. Those who have been through their intimidation will tell you how they operate. That is what EFCC has become in Nigeria. And they completely ignore all the APC thieves, starting from the Jaga bandit, the Jagawiri of Lagos, starting with Ubima Iscariot, Judas Iscariot, Rotimi Amechi, the what do you call it, the Isaleko Barack Obama, or Aregbe Mugbo that ran a state bankrupt, or Oshiomole that sold a fake building for 10 billion as hospitals, or who else? Name them. He won't go after them because he dare not go after them. It doesn't go after the hush daddies. It goes after the small fries, and it continues to sabotage the fight against corruption because there was never any fight against corruption. You guys have been fooled for that long. Furthermore, the EFCC boss has so far maintained a high-profile lifestyle. This is exemplified by his preference for first-class air travels. On 24th of June, 2016, he flew Emirates Airlines first class to Saudi Arabia to perform lesser Hajj at cost of 2.9 million naira. This is in spite of Mr. President's directive to all public servants to fly economy class. How person go to see billions? You go to tell us when you fly economy. You the craze inside Nigeria. All those born animals. Born animals. Born wearies. Magu has fostered a beneficial relationship with Muhammad, who, by his confession, approaches clients. This is what Muhammad does for Magu. Muhammad na Muslimo, Magu na Muslimo, but guess what? Those guys are not Muslims. I've told you, 80% of Northerners are not Muslims. They are fanatics. They are a bunch of criminals who hide behind religion to perpetuate so many criminalities and claim it is their religion. No, they are not Muslims. Forget it. They are not. These ones are non-Muslims too. 90% to 100% of those they call their political leaders from the north, and those who call themselves political leaders from the south as well, they don't have any religion. You are just idiots who think you have brothers in them. You think you have Alaji sir. Aregbe Mugbo, he turned the whole state to bankruptcy. People became beggars. Today they are collecting half. I've never heard that in my life. They say a policy, you collect half salary so that they don't sack you. And people are there slaving. Aregbe Mugbo was building everything for himself. Kabiru, his son, was living large all over Oshogbo. At the end of the day, those who are slaving for them, since they don't have a clue, they are celebrating God for Aregbe Mugbo, that he became a minister in their life. You go suffer, Their own children will still come and take over, and you will call that your Allah that you have been calling, You will call that Allah Bamsa. Allah no go answer you because you are a dumbhead who has been deceived by fake religious criminals. Who knows that all they needed to do is just to say, oh, bless you, Lord, our Lord Jesus Christ will be with you. You mad morons. They dupe you. Hide behind those religion, but I know they don't have any religion. So therefore, Do not think anything I say is because of your religion. No. If it hurts you, Baba, do something to yourself. This is where it becomes interesting. Muhammad is the one. You know, he appeared like a rich man. He has a private jet. You know, come on. He's a big boy. He has no job. He's just an errand boy for Magu. Covered. He has his own security guiding him. He has details of many of you. Your details are there with him. He can just, it's like going, Osh Poppy. Osh Poppy will just be going through all the list of his information, credit card, bank info, all of that, email, all of that. That's how they go. That is exactly what they are using EFCC to do. The senior Yahoo level that spies on other Yahoos, and then they can pick the one they can. So much money. Mohammed was living large. He has a private jet. Imagine that. Someone will not get job. Just a friend to Magu. So he's the one that go to people. He's the one that will call you and say, EFCC is coming for you. And listen, when they call you, they don't call you like guess. They don't guess and say, hello, who is this? Is this? No, forget it. If they call you, they have the details. And when he calls you and they begin to tell you things, you won't let him finish before you ask for an appointment, because you don't want to see your face on their camera, on their Facebook page, you will think they are fighting any rubbish corruption. No. So since you don't want them to take your picture and put your photo on any social media, where have you, then they will ask you to go and pay this. They will seize any property they can trace to you. They have swindled so many people, so many of them who probably never even knew what to do. The moment EFCC called them, they don't even know if they should call any lawyer. They will tell you, if you call any lawyer, if you let this get to a case of lawyer, then EFCC, there is no more negotiation. Baba, Nigerians now, police will arrest them. They don't do anything, no. But because that policeman has started trying to make and rope them into something, they'll say, give them something, Jerry. Just give them something, where would they go? If we stay here now, they go lie, they go. That's Nigerians for you. And they know it. And they are victims. There are thousands of victims for years. Magu has fostered, okay, yeah. And that is the Magu. They sent a petition against APC criminals to Magu. Magu will bin them. Then Magu will go on television and say, if you have evidence, you can bring it. Stop saying that we are not going after APC. We are going after everybody. We are doing everything to clean this country. We are blah, 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 blah. Former PDP chairman, Adamu Muazu, that was being investigated for stealing over 200 billion naira from Bauchi as governor. It was with Goodluck Jonathan until the last minute. Then he ran away. He ran away to Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So in 2016, he ran away after the election. No? In 2016, when the rumor came that Buhari was going to extradite him to Nigeria, then we were like, oh, okay, let's see. Let's see how it's going to be. At the end of the day, Adamu Muazu suddenly just returned to Nigeria in 2016. Someone waiting they look for. He just returned. Boom. As he returned, he just decamped to APC. As he decamped to APC, instead of us to see Muazu that stole Bauchi state money as a PDP governor back then, instead of us to see Muazu in handcuffs, we saw Muazu inside Aso Villa meeting the senior Yahoo Papa, the Osh Papa himself. Lifeless Buhari. Deal, sealed, nothing. Danjuma Goje, another thief, former governor, also being investigated for stealing over 14 billion. Danjuma Goje, Abdullahi, there's one again. There's one Abdullahi something. I can't remember his name. If I remember, I'll tell you before we go. They all joined APC and became Buhari's henchmen in the National Assembly. Those who are fighting to fight for him. They are fighting for their Oga. Thieves. Your brother, Magu, ignored them. They say, hey, they stole a weapon for, money for weapons. Oh, that is why Boko Haram has been killing our people, because PDP did not buy weapons. Oh, PDP did not buy weapons for the blah, 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 blah. Hey, they stole 2 billion. Oh, Dasuki stole 2 billion. Oh, we must investigate Dasuki. Oh, EFCC came into it, and they began going after those who collected money from Dasuki. But they didn't go after the man that gave Dasuki approval to spend money, Jonathan. They didn't go after him. They came, they said, we have recovered over 10 billion from Patience Jonathan. Now lie. Still, for one day, Patience Jonathan, they no invite him. They no try him for anything. As if that is not enough, they say, hey, Buhari collected money. Oh, Buhari self collected money from Dasuki. Oh. They say, how much in collect? You see, Baba, Buhari collected the $300,000, so collected the 2 SUV vehicles, bulletproof vehicles, worth over $800,000. So you see, so Buhari self collected over $1 million. 1 million times how much is dollar? 350 naira or 460 naira. Buhari self collected 460 million naira from Dasuki. How come that one no make a headline? They say because Magu no reporter. Then when they hold the lifeless, illiterate Buhari, Baba, you collected money from Dasuki and you no tell us. And you can't make us the cost Dasuki. They say Dasuki gave you money, gave you 2 SUV bulletproof vehicles. As usual, Buhari, no. Now only SUV I collected. 2 SUV because I am a former president. Sure, entitled born buffoons. But they buried it. Today, Olisa Metu is rotting away right now, though they will polish him like they did to Uzo Kalu. Right before our eyes, we saw 2 billion vans loaded with money moving to Bodilon for Tifnumbu. All of a sudden, those of us that say, what a bullion van they do here in a bank? They say, did you see money in it? They won't turn all of us to what? To idiots like them. Hey, my friend, did you see money in it? See, but come, guys. Let's get serious now, okay? What are these 2 billion vans doing in a politician's house on the eve of an election, where in a country you are supposed to have a man that is fighting to stop corruption? Then someone just asked me that, Maiyegun, let me ask you a question. Do you know what esprit de corps means? I said, yeah, I have an idea. It's used legally between officers and all that. You see, that's where you got it wrong. Esprit de corps is for all forces, right? As you have armed forces, you have armed robbers who are also armed forces on their own. You know, esprit de corps means thieves will never fight thieves. It's impossible. Maiyegun, what are you thinking? Let's say they think too much. At that point, I said, Then I'll share it with you. I'll tell you that there was never any fight in the first place. We were seeing thieves moving money, daring us to do our worst. They know we don't get anything to do. We can only complain because at least they have already been accepted to what? To do whatever they can and get away with it. Upon all this information, Buhari still wrote a letter and sent a letter to the National Assembly that they must confirm Magu as the EFCC chairman. They must confirm the thief as the EFCC chairman. Now they found out that the guy get over 4 houses. So now the one they found be that. There is also another thief who has been enjoying the coverage, the protection of the criminal regime of Buhari right now. His name is Yusuf Buratai, popularly known or well known as Buratai the Butcher. He kills for a living. Wherever he goes, blood, there's always a trail of blood. His name is Buratai the Butcher. Buratai the Butcher, when Dasuki was arrested for diverting arms deal money under PDP, while Dasuki was locked up, Yusuf Buratai the butcher was promoted to the position of Chief of Army Staff. Who is Yusuf Buratai? Yusuf Buratai happens to be the itinerary officer. You can continue to try and change the story. I will 1 million times. I will continue to repeat it 1 million times until every average person understand who are these criminals one by one. One by one. It doesn't matter how they look like. It doesn't matter what they are wearing. It doesn't matter the position they hold. They are thieves. When you see them, you see thieves. You don't see leaders. You don't see soldiers. You see criminals who are hiding behind those masks that you're seeing there. When Dasuki was national security advisor to the president, which was President Jonathan, Yusuf Buratai, the butcher, was itinerary officer for the Nigerian army, inventory, whatever you want to call it. He was the one in charge of accounting for weapons bought by Nigerian army, weapons released from the armory. They take stock of all of that. The details of that goes through Yusuf Buratai. So for the 5 years that Dasuki was with Jonathan, maybe less, Yusuf Buratai was signing the document that said they were buying weapons. Weapons were being delivered. He never said there was no weapon bought. But immediately Buhari came in. They picked Dasuki. They promoted Buratai. But something happened, right? Yusuf Buratai has no job, just like any other criminal that managed to make it into the Nigerian army at the time. He never fought any war. He never went for anything real good that made him a soldier. But Nigerian soldiers, as they have built that myth, they don't fight any war. They can't fight any war. They've never fought any and won any war. The only one they always love to claim glory for is the genocide they committed from 1967 to 1970 by killing those they thought were threats to them and to their ascension to what they have now finally made Nigeria. They never fought any war. They never defended the country against anything. The period they should be defending the country is the period they are now making money. Yusuf Buratai suddenly is so rich that he bought properties for his 2 wives in Dubai, not even in Kano, not even in Borno. They know that they have turned all the children there to terrorists. The Almajiri children they abandoned, many of them, 90% of them are going to end up as terrorists or criminals of here and there, either bandits or what have you, and they don't care. And they won't want them to come and destroy what they stole money to buy. He flew to Dubai. His wife is not from Dubai. His 2 wives, they are not from Dubai. They are either from one village in Borno or one village in wherever they come from. One village there in the north. He didn't go there and build them skyscrapers. He didn't go there and build them shopping mall with the stolen money. He took the money to Dubai and he bought choice properties, 2 properties for them. A serving army officer in Nigeria. When they grabbed him, come here. Where you take see money? How you take see money? Waiting be your salary. What did they happen? They say, hold on, na thief. I have been shouting, na thief. I'm not saying Latif. I say na thief. You know, they abuse me. They asked me to bring you evidence. I told you about Magu. The whole world told you about Magu. Now they are going to do it abracadabra. Don't expect, see, let me say this quickly. Don't expect anything, any surprising thing. No. Just enjoy the news. Don't expect any form of responsible action at all. In fact, they may twist the whole thing before evening and tell you that he was not even arrested. He was only invited to come and blah, blah, blah. So don't raise your hope on them. Let us just watch the drama, okay? Everything is going down. It's going down. There are so many interests attached that they can't just detach them anyhow without some backlashes. So let us watch them. Don't see them as anything. No. Buratai, where you get money to buy house for Dubai, they say the guys they sell Orueju. Wait, So snake venom, they that expensive that Buratai gets maybe 100 liters or 200 liters. You know, it's like if you can get a snake venom into the glass like that, if you get them to spit in the glass for you, snakes, and you know how many snake go need to spit, because that's how it is to me. Because I don't know, snake will just be like, and eventually it will come to one size. Then eventually, I don't know how many snake will spit into a jerry can that will make up 100 liter or 1,000 liter, because I don't know how many liter or how many liters of venom you will need to sell to be able to have millions to buy properties. I want to start snake business then, because Buratai the butcher, the thief who are making so much money from Boko Haram fight, 4 trillion naira. Nigeria have spent over 4 trillion naira fighting Boko Haram. Instead of Nigeria to win war against Boko Haram, the generals are now billionaires. Okay? Now, instead of them to win the war against Boko Haram, they now have bandits. They now have ISWAP. They now have Boko Haram, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and so on and so forth. They have a lot now, because there's so much money to open business centers on this business. You are just a fool. If you don't know, you may not know. Sometimes someone can be so foolish unknowingly. If you think these criminals in any way are doing anything in your own interest, I will come back here too, when we will also share the story of the next person to eat the dust. What they are doing is this. I told you, when the devil, the real devil, the politicians there, when they want to use you, they will use you to their own fullest, and when they are done with you, you will find yourself not on the ground, in the ground, if you are not that lucky. Ibrahim Magu is a thief. He targeted people to obtain them, to bully them, to swindle them. There is no record of money recovered. There is no record of any real mega corruption fight. All those convicted. Oji Uzo Kalu has been on this corruption case for 12 years before Buhari came to power. And you see what they have done that now. For the first time, corruption case under Buhari went to Supreme Court. The same criminals who told you they are coming to jail thieves, they didn't jail thieves. They have come to teach you how to steal legally. And now here we go there. When una go they eat yourself. I told you, they have destroyed so many people that could challenge them. They have destroyed, they have economically destroyed people. They have psychologically destroyed people. They have done so bad to the self-esteem of majority that people have no spine or strength to stand up anymore. So the only thing that is remaining right now for the for the amalgamated past criminals, APC in Nigeria, is to self-destruct. APC will self-destruct. They will destroy themselves. But this time around, do us one thing. Don't join those that will give them life again through PDP. If you do, Maiyegun will be here and I will be laughing. Whether it sounds funny to you or it doesn't sound funny to you, to me, I will say, I told you. As for Magu, there will be so many updates. Tonight, I'm also going to finish the story. Why Yoruba land must demand for our home country. Part 2 of what I started there about 4 days ago. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I just make a drop this here. Go prepare for the real one. Then we'll meet later this evening. Good afternoon. Alexa, turn it up to 7.
All the promise when I make, it's gonna be like say where the money, where the food, everybody money. Since you don't
Thank you.
We dey beg you, Nigeria no go scatter for your head.
Bye bye, guys.